A computer is a state change machine, right? That's basically what it does. Is it can take on innumerable different states based on your inputs and all that. So, and this maybe gets a little more esoteric, spiritual perhaps, but one of the things that I've wrestled with about Bitcoin is this idea of bringing humanity into coherence in a way. Like you keep using the term the phrase 8 billion people in service of 8 billion people.
Yeah.
Right. So then rather than having individuals working at cross purposes to one another, the great promise of Bitcoin is that we can have true alignment between individual self-interest and global collective self-interest. And what's fascinating to me about that is really what an organism is. Like us as an individual organism, right? I have trillions of microorganisms that make up who I am. And obviously we can have pathologies and whatnot, but largely they cooperate to make you what you are, right? You have organ systems cooperating, you have a metabolism cooperating, all these things. And so as a macroorganism, you are this city of microorganisms. And it seems like Bitcoin, global digital non-state money, is the thing. If anything could do it, I don't know, maybe this is just a pipe dream, but if anything could bring humanity into coherence as one sort of macroorganism, or as close to that ideal as possible. Like I don't expect this to be, usher in absolute world peace and we'll never have any sin again or anything like that. But it does seem like Bitcoin could get us as close to that ideal as possible.
I agree. It's the and
sorry, just to tie that into the computer thing, is like if it is, I use the organism metaphor, but it could also be something more like we've talked a lot about the global free market, but like acting as one global computer, right? We're wiring all the mind computers together.
We are the supercomputer.
Yeah.
We're the supercomputer.
We become a supercomputer. Yes.
We are already the supercomputer. Yeah. When we added 500 million minds through the books, we increased compute.
Right. Yes.
That compute saw things we didn't see.
Yes.
That compute is suboptimal today because 7.5 billion people are outside of it in a zero-sum game.
Yeah.
We are the supercomputer. And there's no fear of AI at all, zero, if we're the supercomputer and all of the abundance from it flows to us. There's only fear from AI if you're forced into the centralized system where it controls you. So through Bitcoin, we already are the supercomputer. We're connected to everything and everyone. When I said two people can't come together and come away changed, you can see that. That means every person who's ever mattered in your life is still within you. Right? That means every book you read, the things that stood out, that changed you, because you think you're the same person all the time, but you changed constantly.
Right.
And you change from we are all connected.
Yes.
We are the supercomputer.
Yeah. That's fascinating. So the degree and intensity of our connection changes what we are both individually and collectively. Right. And so so the ideal free market is that global supercomputer thing that we're describing, but we're bringing on more microchips, circuit boards, whatever the metaphor for these 7.5 billion offline individuals are now coming online, and the supercomputer is becoming even more super.
Yeah. Just all of these ideas compete. And so it's competitive. It's crazy competitive, but it's cooperative.
Yes.
In service of us.
Right.
We can't, in that system, we can't lose.
Yes.
So, and people in Bitcoin already, I think, know this or deep in Bitcoin. You don't really have a competitor in Bitcoin. Every person that's buying more Bitcoin or adding their voice to it is making you stronger too, and your network and the network stronger. As you have network effects that and actually use the dollar as a network effect, or use Amazon as a network effect. The definition of a network effect is each node adds more value to all nodes. Meaning, US dollar, Amazon has to fail. Google, they have to fail, because as they get bigger and bigger and bigger, and they're not providing the same value, they start extracting from some people to centralize their actions to another. Bitcoin potentially is the first time we've ever seen a network effect that could go on forever, because every node, every single node, every single contribution makes it better for every other person.
That's a great point. That it's because the network serves all network participants equally or symmetrically, right? There's never a point, like in the US dollar system, obviously there are participants that benefit at the expense of other participants.
Yeah, it's a zero-sum game.
Yeah,
somebody has to lose for you to win.
Yes, but in Bitcoin, that's not even a possibility.
You have a cooperative game.
Right. So therefore it generates more economic abundance.
So this network effect will beat this network effect.
Yeah.
Because this network effect cannot, now this network effect isn't no longer a network effect. It has to use force.
Yes.
And coercion and control to retain it. And this doesn't. It's just an open network effect that you can add your voice to it and you make it stronger.
That's exactly right. There's, I think it was the Piaget, but he talked about open networks versus closed networks, that open networks always outcompete closed networks for that very reason, actually, that the closed network needed to expend resources securing its boundaries and enforcing compliance. Neither expenditure do you have in the open network, right? Because it's all opt-in, opt-out. And so there's no enforced compliance. It's voluntary. And there's no border to secure because it's open.
Right.
So therefore,
8 billion people.
It economically outcompetes, and it does it every time. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this episode, click here to find more just like it, and here to find our most recent episode. Also, make sure to like this video to help shine light on the corruption of money, and be sure to subscribe to this channel to stay connected.